Hello, I'm Pam Carruthers of HealingStars.com. This is the chart for the full moon, 3rd of December, Sunday, and it's set for London, but also I'm using whole signs as the houses. And this hopefully gives you more of a clarity about what's happening. First of all, where is the sun? Here is the sun over here in the sign of Sagittarius. It's also where Venus is, Saturn and Mercury. And the little S next to Mercury means Mercury is stationing to go retrograde. So first of all, 4 planets are in the fiery sign of Sagittarius. The moon, at a full moon, is always in the opposite sign to the sun. Here's the moon in Gemini. In London, it's right on the ascendant. Now, Gemini, Sagittarius, are what we call mutable signs, changeable signs, allow flexibility. They're also making an incredibly tight, because it's the same degree, angle with Neptune in Pisces. So this is an emphasis on the mutability or changeability of this full moon. Add to that Mars, the planet of action, goes for it, is in Libra. It's going to change signs soon, which is good news, I think, for the whole world. But it's in Libra, so Mars in Libra is sitting on the fence, and it's not comfortable in that sign at all. Added to the fact, Mars has just been opposite, it's still there, the volatile planet of Uranus. Mars and Uranus are accident prone, not grounded, prone to anger that comes out of nowhere. Road rage is an example of that. So be cautious at this time around the full moon, because emotions are always heightened at full moons, and especially this one because of the connection to Neptune. Now, Neptune is the god of the sea, the ocean, so you don't know what goes on beneath the ocean, unless, of course, you're David Attenborough watching his programme. But it's a dark, deep world underneath the surface. Neptune isn't all sweet and jolly. The ocean, as anyone must know as a sailor, it can turn volatile and nasty, with the winds, etc. So Neptune can also be like the undertow. It can wipe us out. And at this full moon, I can see, a lot of people might feel, I'm going to spend the day under the duvet. It's a Sunday, so actually that's not a bad idea. But the feeling of the imagination is the positive, contacting through meditation, through being in water. That can be a bath. It doesn't have to be go swimming, especially in the northern hemisphere at this time of year. But that feeling of allowing the imagination, allowing it to inform us. It's the mystic, Pisces, as a sign, but also we can feel, out of sorts in some way, because it's so ethereal, it's so intangible. So you might find you've got emotions coming up, and you go, where did that come from? And it could be just something way back in your past, in your childhood even, that tears can be shed. And tears, I believe, are always very healing. Now, the chart itself, the full moon chart, is really lacking in the earth signs. So notice there's nothing in Taurus, there's nothing in Virgo, and Capricorn has Pluto steadily working its way through. But that's the only planet in an earth sign. The fire signs are exaggerated. So Uranus, it's a long journey through Aries. It will change next year. But Aries is fire, Leo is fire, Sagittarius is fire. So the fire signs are exaggerated. Air signs, yes, we have the moon is in Gemini, Mars is in Libra, and the south node is in Aquarius. But it needs balance. Everything needs to be balanced. So notice how imbalanced this full moon is. The other very important things to look for, Jupiter. Now, Jupiter is the ruler of Sagittarius. It's moved into Scorpio now for the whole year ahead, it takes a year. And notice it's exactly trining Neptune. Now, this is incredibly positive, and this doesn't happen very often. It will happen maybe 3 times in the course of Jupiter's travel through a sign. But also, it has to be in a water sign, because Neptune's in a water sign for that to occur. So that doesn't happen that often. And it certainly doesn't happen at a full moon as well. Now, Jupiter and Neptune together can bring great happiness. It can intensify the imagination, huge compassion. So, when we give love to those who need it, and that can be a kind word or a little gesture. Of course, it's coming up to Christmas, and the charities are obviously asking for donations. And that, I believe, is something that just a small gift can make a big difference to people. So one idea which I've copied is, if you're at the supermarket, just to, donate something to the homeless, the food bank, one item. I did it. I bought hot chocolate. I thought that would be rather a nice thing to have. Something not cheap, but something I personally enjoy. I got great pleasure in doing that. So that's one little idea for you. The other energy here is to note that Jupiter is the co-ruler of Pisces in traditional astrology. So Jupiter is very strong here, and that's the essence of expansion, generosity, giving your heart to something, what you truly love. Scorpio is an intense sign. I know, I am one. So something that you feel is like, that calls to me. It's a great day, this full moon, to touch in with your creative energy, however that may be for you. It's also a very good day just to recognize that Mercury is about to go retrograde. It's going to be a short journey, only 20 days, but it's next to Saturn. Now, what Saturn and Mercury do well is commitment. So when we focus on something, commit to it, and go ahead with it, when we do that, and it's our heart, if it's true, it works. If it's not true, then it wasn't meant to be. But this Mercury, right at the end of Sagittarius, it's like, ooh, is very much saying that. So whatever you're doing, whatever you may be caught in that Mars, Libra, shall I, shan't I, that dilemma, sitting on the fence, that's the nature of Libra. But that my advice here, my guidance here is to sit down and write out what it is you really want and what are you prepared to work for. Saturn is the planet of work. That's what it is, So when we let go of that procrastination and doubt and self-doubt and self-attack, all of those things, I notice my voice, it's really underpins and weakens us. So the Neptune energy can be weakness if it's not used with the positive qualities of Jupiter. One final thing that came to my mind was with Sagittarius, it's about going thy will, not my will. So to hand it over, if you like, to the angels, to God, the goddess, but whatever is bringing you down in any way, any self-doubt, all of those things that Neptune can create, any addictions, you've got to have something and it distracts you, takes you off your purpose. So that's my message for this full moon. And also check out my website, please. There's lots of goodies on there, lots of special offers if you join my subscription list. So thank you for watching. I'm Pam Carruthers of healingstars.com.